love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
What up, guys? We're here with another recap video. We're going to cover a couple weeks, stuff like that. Obviously, we're not going to do week by week by week. That's just a lot to ask, especially myself working right now with the Coast Guard, working on missions and stuff of that nature. And BJ's a teacher and a coach. He's right now. So we're going to try and get as many as possible, but it's not going to be every week. It might be every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks to cover certain key information, stuff like that. Keep the mention too, so you don't have to watch it every single week. But, welcome back, guys. Another recap video here. I'm here with BJ. BJ, how you feeling today?
I'm all right. I'm a little tired, but besides that, we're good. We're good to go.
Yeah,
don't forget, guys, like, subscribe for us so we can get some more views and things in here.
For sure. I mean, Cole says he's gonna try and work on that B-Dubs deal with us. I don't know how much progress we made with that one, but you never know. Wild man can dream, but. Start out, we're going to talk about some early season popping stats. I mean, these numbers are ridiculous to start the season now, especially coming off year 2, looking back at year 1 numbers. I mean, I think the easiest one to start with is Davis Mills with 24 passing touchdowns. Crispy got him to a superstar. Trying to get him X-Factor. He's leading the league in passing right now. And passing yards and pass touchdowns. Keep that up. Obviously, going to get X-Factor in the season. Hoping for a breakout game to get that. I mean, you got Najee Harris, Offensive Player of the Year nomination last year, finished third in the voting behind Mike Williams and Ezekiel Elliott. The man picked up where he left off, 740 yards rushing. He did miss a game because Titans did a flat tire storyline, and he actually activated it, which he made a big mistake. So someone had to step up. Obviously, Najee didn't get to play that game. Right behind his skills is Cam Akers. However, we do have a new Rams user, Pops as we call him. He's a former member from one of my different leagues. He's a nice man, stuff like that. Good guy to talk to. He's taking the Rams. Maybe he could keep up the high success that the previous Rams user had with their Cam Akers and that rushing attack. Justin Duncan Jefferson. I mean, he would just dunk on anyone. BJ was akin to that. He said Justin Jefferson was just going up and catching anything, dunking on anyone, just throwing up and hope he come down with it. I mean, he has 846 yards receiving, has the second highest yards per catch, around 30, behind D-Hop, where DeAndre Hopkins has 40 yards per catch per reception. So he's second in that category, has 9 touchdowns in the season. I mean, keeps it up. I mean, could try reach that Mike Williams level, but it's asking a lot out of Justin Jefferson. Mike Williams' numbers last year was something special and kind of crazy to see. Then Troy Apke was on the Arizona Cardinals last year, re-signed him to a 1-year deal. Didn't get a chance to re-sign him in free agency, and Cole swooped in and signed him up, and he's leading the league at 9 interceptions. Very fast pace, a lot of interceptions. Could break that 20 mark threshold that we talked about earlier this season. It'd be interesting, but I mean, people gotta keep throwing at Apke, and people gotta realize that they could run the ball maybe on the defense. I mean, they do have Jordan Davis to help set the interior rush, but you never know. One guy is asking a lot out of to stop the whole rushing game, so should be interesting to see. Out of these stats, BJ, which one's your favorite to one to point out?
My favorite? That Davis Mills one's kind of crazy. But that's Justin Jefferson. I think Justin Jefferson, because I got a taste of Justin Jefferson. Like, it was legitly like nothing I could do. He was mossing Jair Alexander like he was some normal traded corner. So hopefully with the we'll talk about this a little bit later. Hopefully with the patch, you could swat some of those down now or something. But yeah, that Justin Jefferson one is crazy because he catches everything. It's like guaranteed money.
Yeah, exactly. I can understand that one. I haven't got a chance to experience it. If I do play the Vikings here short, I think I actually play the Vikings next week, maybe, question mark, if I remember correctly, after this Browns game, but we'll see then. Heading on to the next topic, we're going to talk about early season awards, offensive player, defensive player here. We won't talk about MVP because usually MVPs are the guys who win offensive player, defensive player. So you could pick your choosing the one of the six you think will win MVP as in our thoughts, but this is what we thought are the top three in the offensive players and top three in the defensive players.
Yeah, so you see guys that basically, especially those offensive players, and Troy Apke as well. All of these guys were on that list as we just turned the slides from those possible record-breaking performances. You have to give it to the quarterback to as that top spot for right now. That passing, the passing yards, passing touchdowns. If you look at the difference from how Davis Mills was playing last year and compared to this year, a lot of things are similar on the same pace, but a lot fewer interceptions. I believe he had 33 last year, and it's has 9 now. So you can see Crispy's learned a lot of how to take care of the ball a lot better, as well as putting up some crazy touchdown and yards.
Yeah, it could be a contributing factor of that superstar too. I mean, get more passing ability and stuff like that. But granted, I don't know what passing abilities Davis Mills gets, but it's something to keep a mindful on.
But you got Najee there, undefeated Titans team, leading them. And then Justin Jefferson, Mr. Dunk Man himself. That's gonna be his new name for me, Dunk Man. But then you got on defense, you got Troy Apke, William Jackson, and Dante Jackson. We went there. I went there with all the secondary guys. D lineman, I didn't really see anybody.
Nothing like Brian Burns crazy like last year. Brian Burns was not.
I think he has 8 sacks this year. So he's on pace to sack a game, but we're a little bit over.
The 27 he had last year. I think he had play. So,
but at the end of the day, you never know what happens later in the season. He could go on a sack rampage again.
Yeah, you never know. But there's some key nominees we haven't mentioned here that could be up for offensive player of the year and defensive player of the year. Offensive player, we talked about D-Hop. D-Hop only has 15 catches. However, he's averaging 41 yards per catch and it has 10 touchdowns. So it's crazy. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy to imagine that he's doing with the few amount of touches he does have. He's either scoring a touchdown or getting big yards. You got that. You got who else? Tom Brady of the Titans. Obviously not putting out record numbers. But the quarterback came in for the Titans has helped elevate Najee Harris to a different level. You got the rookie out from Raiders, KJ. He's got a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns, second in both. However, he is third in interceptions thrown this year, so gonna try and have the rookie turn those down a little bit while still keeping up those offensive yards and passing touchdown numbers.
Joe Burrow good as well.
Joe Burrow is missing Jamar Chase, so he did start taking a little bit of a step back when Jamar Chase was on the field. So hopefully, once Jamar Chase comes back, that Jackson can ramp up those numbers again. He invested so much into the offense, but when you lose that probably the most valuable asset besides Joe Burrow in that offense, kind of sucks. So you kind of handcuff yourself now. But getting Joe Burrow to come, getting Jamar Chase back for Joe Burrow will be huge. So you can see those numbers creep up back to the high numbers they were. So, but defense, I don't know any defense. I know personally myself, I had Isaiah Simmons and Murphy as well had very high numbers so far, but. Now we're following the defensive stats this year. I didn't follow the stats a little bit. Burns has 8. I believe Chase Young's up there too, if I remember correctly. TJ Watt for the Bills is pretty on the rampage right now, sacks. Yeah. So could TJ Watt could be this year's Brian Burns. That's his last couple games 16. So it should be interesting to see. But moving on.
I don't have too many. I think I got Von Bell has 7 picks or something like that, but we have a lot of picks as a team in general, so I think we lead the league in picks or something.
Yeah, that's always clear about it. It's not about individuals, it's about the team success. That's all that matters. And speak about team success. we're going to talk about the top 10 power rankings. So Titans, the only undefeated team in the league right now. Obviously, is number 1. Then we have Endell, the Bills, at number 2. Cole's only loss is to the Bills. And in that game, Cole didn't play the second half because something came up. So he's with that one loss of 3. Jackson, his only loss is to Cam. Cam's actually not in the top 10 right now, but I'll talk about that after we go through the rest of these. His only long loss is to the Cam. And then the Cardinals have been dominating team except for Jackson. Had a rough game against Jackson, got behind, tried to force things in, went away from the bread and the butter of the run game, and ended up costing him. You got Crispy. Crispy lost to Nelly, and Nelly is 3-3 right now. That he could see that happening, especially when bringing almost every single major piece back, being 3-3 the Chargers. I mean, coming after the Super Bowl hangover is still looming large in Los Angeles for the Chargers. The only loss is there. He didn't play that game, but loss is a loss. Almost had the biggest upset of the year with the Ravens almost beating Crispy, but the Ravens gave a touchdown on the final play of the game. The Raiders also one loss. The Buccaneers one loss to the Panthers at the beginning of the season. The Atlanta Falcons with 1 loss, and you, BJ, are coming up rounding up with 2 losses this year, but two losses to the Bucks, and your first loss to actually Colts. So you did lose to 2 top 10 power ranking teams. So number 10 is where you slot in right now. Mentioned teams are not in the rankings that were in the playoffs last year. We're actually you've started the season at the top of the leaderboard. Chargers to 1. Chargers are 3-3 right now. Not looking good. I think they've won its past games. I think they're 4-3 now. But as we said right now, when we're making this video, 3-3 for the Chargers. Cam is at 4-2 right outside the playoffs. Jags are still 4-2, so they're keeping that AFC South in there. AFC South is very competitive this year. Who else we got? Oh, the Jets. The Jets went to the playoffs, and they had a very, very slow start. It was not a good start for this.
He started off 0-4. He's now 2-4, so he's won the last 2. I don't know about this week or not, but I do know he's won 2 since that 0-4 start.
Yeah, so Jets are off to a slow start.
You got the Vikings 3-3.
Giants are 3-4, if I remember correctly. So a lot of playoff teams struggling to begin the season off. So it should be interesting. But BJ, looking at these, do you see anything eye pops off the chart for you?
No, not really. It was kind of crazy, guys. So this power rankings took us a little bit. The teams 2 through 9 are all 1-loss teams. And then I think there's like 3 or 4 2-loss teams. But my Packers barely made it in there, just off, I guess, more of a strength of schedule type thing and strength of wins. It is what it is. It's early in the season. I think a lot of these teams that are near the top had an easier start in the sense of not having to get themselves together. For example, me and Cam both have new quarterbacks, new things going on with the offense. So just trying to figure some stuff out with it for our team. Basically, everybody else outside of the Titans, but I mean, you lose Malik Willis and get a superstar Tom Brady. That's kind of
yeah. So the Titans came in and pulled on superstar Brady. Raiders got a rookie quarterback, as we mentioned. Well, most of these guys are using the same offices. Maybe they changed piece on defense, which helped them out. But also, want to ease your way into the season and maybe work on some things. I'm curious to see what's going to work, what's not going to work, so you can change, make adjustments. So, but I agree with that statement. I mean, I feel like some of these teams had not very early season contests, but as we get towards the middle part of the season, I mean, those where the games start ramping up, and obviously once the playoffs keep closer and closer, all you want to do is be one of those 1 through 7 seed. That's all that matters. Anyone can win from 1 through 7. You've got to make it to the playoffs. That's what I say. So,
only thing that matters, get to the playoffs.
Exactly. Just get to the playoffs, and that's where you put all the marbles on the table, put all your chips on the table. I mean, just go for it. Try to go win the Super Bowl, and then hopefully you get there, get to that point, get to the big game, and come out on top. So that's the mindset of every team, every year. That should be the goal. If you have ambitious, and if you're in the top 10, that's where your goal is. Like, hey, I'm getting to the playoffs. Hey, I'm going to win the Super Bowl. So that's the biggest goals. Obviously, you always want to achieve and win. So,
Yeah.
but
moving on. Honest thoughts, and CG put this wanted to put this segment here just to get a little bit of thoughts on how the season's going, but of how things are going since the patch. A huge patch that may or may not have fixed something.
Exactly. So, I mean, I'll start my honest thoughts. O-line play, haven't seen really big changes. I see a change in picking blitzes somewhat, but I still think instant sheds are way too high for non-ability players. I don't think if you have abilities, it makes sense. Yeah, you should get some quick sheds. But for people who are normals and stuff like that, just to come off the free off the edge, probably getting touched. I haven't seen that improvement. We've been talking in chat. We've been talking about placement actually using a reticle and a near or far and stuff like that. People think it's a broken mechanic. I can understand that, but I also feel like it takes time and you gotta perfect it, and that's what Matt was going for. And I think that's one thing they did good at. Is like the throwing. It's like you have to practice it to understand what's best for you and what's gonna work for you. So, but
yeah, Madden's always been one of those things where those games where it's like they fixed a lot of things and then by fixing something they break something else. But I guess to me personally, I think I would have to give them some credit. You know, I'm not gonna act like they're not like $1 million company that couldn't fix all of this if they really put forth the money and time towards it. But I do think that gameplay overall is a lot better this year. You know, as far as like not being able to just cheese one play touchdowns all game, because that was like something that was kind of killing the game the last couple of years, where you could just dumb the safety or the corner out on some dumb play and route and they just get open automatically every time. But you know, in that they also kind of increased the pass rush, which was needed because pass rush sucked last year. But in that they do this dumb thing where instead of like making pass rush good and balancing it, they decide to dumb down the O-line for some reason. I'm hoping that that's going to be something that they decide to hit heavy on next year. It's like a revamped whatever. You know, they like to throw some kind of name out there for whatever they do to their O-line or to their whatever.
you know, I was obviously watching football and stuff like that. Go Bills. Josh Allen beat the Chiefs, and finally didn't have to. He took matter into his own hands. We could try to do as much as possible, and not just defense. But, Von Miller showed why they signed him in the offseason in that last pick that Patrick Mahomes threw. Got that double team guy in through. So that's why they brought him onto the team. But I was watching it. One thing I kind of miss, like, do you remember back in the early, I think it was Madden 09, Madden 10, you had those tackle battles, but it was like everyone would come in, even offensive line, to push the pile forward and stuff like that. I'm surprised Madden 22, they mentioned tackle battles and the defense guys could come in and help, but the offensive guys can't come up and push the pile forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that kind of intrigued me. I'm like, you make one way, but you try and base off the NFL and how football's played, but you don't have it going the other direction. It's like it's the simple things like that you see. It's like you don't even think about it until you actually watch a game. You're like, huh, that makes sense. But it's like, man, I guess man just doesn't understand how to do it, or can't process that. So
it's one of those things where, Madden, how Madden is though. If you did that, could you imagine? So, for example, that I think it was the Bills. Yeah, it was the Bills game. Is that 4th and inches or 4th and 1 call when they ran that motion and the receiver stopped behind Josh Allen to push the foul? Could you imagine?
I'm surprised that was your first one. I would go with the Eagles. Eagles every time 4th inches. Literally will take the both running back right behind Jalen Hurts and have like the big tight end behind them come on forward, and they'll even call on the TV saying, hey, they're gonna go rugby mall style, and people. So rugby mall is basically when you got the defense and the offense, and they just bash to control it, and you try to control them from pushing forward and pushing back. That's what it is. It's literally just you're not trying to get any big play, score, or anything like that. You're literally just trying to push forward to gain a couple yards. So which is hilarious. So, but I can understand that. So, but it's just, it's just an interesting thought that came to my head of like watching a game. That's why we call this Honest Thoughts.
Yeah,
So,
I wonder if they have ever. Do they bring in offensive linemen to help them with their game? Like, I feel like they might bring in position players or somebody from.
They bring the thing is, if you bring an offensive lineman, he's got to be an eligible number, or say he's eligible.
No. I'm not talking about. I'm saying Madden wise. I'm sorry, I kind of changed it. Do they bring in offensive linemen to help them with their game, or knowing that?
Hell no! What did you watch on the line play? The line looks dumb. And now we're going to Honest Thoughts, and why I get pissed at the streams and I yell my offensive line, because I played offensive line. I played 4 years of college, and I played 4 years in high school, and I played at a high level. I was second team all state and all that stuff. So like when you have basic online offensive line play, like you look at things that should be easily to pick up, and you should make adjustments. So like when you slide right, you expect your offensive line to slide right, except for the left tackle. The left tackle is always locked on the end. He never slides right. If he slides right, you're leaving a running back to block the end, which makes zero sense. But in Madden thing, that's what they think. They just all slide right and leave the end untouched. Or they don't understand how to pass blitzes. They don't understand how to pick up a blitz. They don't know how to keep kick sliding and setting up the pocket. So, I mean...
So, it's one thing that Madden does that irritates me so much because it doesn't make sense. Does it bother you, the ID to Mike thing?
Like, does it bother me I have to do it, or does it bother me if I don't? Like, what do you mean by bother me?
Like, does it bother you the fact that ID to Mike on Madden and ID to Mike in real life are two different things? Because when the quarterback IDs the Mike, and like, I just remember in college, I played middle linebacker. ID to Mike, they would ID the middle linebacker, that person that pretty much is the middle. So answer I guess you can answer my question with this as well, because I'm not 100%. But the ID to Mike wasn't always to notify. It wasn't to notify the blitzer. It was to notify, I guess, like the middle, so that you could block correctly.
So the ID to Mike that's the quarterback's guy. So we got anything else besides that guy. If he IDs you and you blitz, that's quarterback's responsibility to get the ball out.
And that's what I assumed. And so, like, but in Madden, ID to Mike means that they're picking that person up.
The offensive line should have picked it up. But if we ID'd Mike, that means that's the back's guy. The back understands, hey, that guy comes, you're picking him up. Or it can also be like, if we're doing a run play on a pull play, if you ID the Mike on the pull play, that means the puller is looking for that guy to come through. And if he's scraping over or shooting through, that's the puller's guy. Everyone else just keeps wash the guys down, stuff like that, and the puller looks for the Mike to block him. So that's why ID the Mike is. But like, you are correct on it. But Madden, obviously, I don't think they can program that with the offense spread out. Like I just wonder why they didn't just do something different, like ID the player, the defender. Because it technically is the Mike. That's like the middle linebacker. So that's probably why they want ID the Mike. But the concept they're trying to do for it doesn't make sense. So.
Okay.
But
yeah.
No, now going to league play, going back to, not even talking about Madden, but talking about the league. I mean, we're in season 2, still haven't hit by the glitch. Knock, hopefully nothing happens with that. Draft glitch is still in its effects, by the way. Support from all the message reports I heard, the draft glitch is still a thing. So take that as it will. So talking about the league and stuff like that. I mean, we switch over to Discord. I mean, you and me both have used Discord. Do you feel like people are gonna like Discord more than we use GroupMe for?
Yeah, it's. I think that if people allow themselves an opportunity to use it without the complaints, that you will enjoy it better. If your thought is that you don't want to have to learn how to use something else, then you're not gonna like it. Because if it's just you don't want to learn, you're not gonna like it. But other than that, it's like it's all there. Like there's no questions. You can look for whatever it is that you need, and it's gonna be there.
I agree. I think some people just need to adjust their notifications, because I mean the channels are very active, because we can follow as commissioners as when they're playing. They're even talking scheduling, so it's easy to do. But you just gotta be in the mindset like Discord's like a better version of group. You just gotta just check it. That's it. Just have your notifications on. But
Yeah.
But anyways, you got any other honest thoughts about Madden play or the play that you want to talk about, ask about?
No, I think I'm good. I think we should. I guess we can use this time to go ahead and use one of those. One of our words.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, only one person did it so far. So if you do watch the video for the end, you know what I'm talking about. But obviously, DM one of the commissioners. The word action will be Discord because they switch over to Discord. So let's use Discord as the keyword this week if you want to keep ringing for that star upgrade. I mean, one person's only done it so far. I'm not going to mention names, because I don't want to get people to jump in who it is and ask what the word is. But one person did that for the first video. You still got time. I mean, you got the end of the season, but I don't feel like people are going back and watch videos. But Discord's the word of the week and stuff like that. Word for the video. So, but other than that, BG doesn't got anything. I don't got anything. I think it's going to be an interesting second half of the season as we're approaching that mid-season point. I think it's going to be a lot of twists and turns in there. But as we said, only match we get to the playoffs, but you got to get to the playoffs first. So if you get to the playoffs, then it's a whole different ball game. So that's the biggest takeaway. So
yeah, that's about it for me as well. We got some pretty good some added comp to the league as well. So I'm excited.
Oh yeah, for sure. The comp, we're increasing the comp and then stuff like that. Trying to increase the communication, stuff like that, and that nature. Hopefully, if someone doesn't, we have a guy who's a 7-time winner, so we're trying to find someone who's not a 7-time winner to win the Super Bowl. So, if someone does win, he might retire. So who knows? But other than that, guys, appreciate you as always. I hope you all have a great day. Enjoy your night whenever this video comes out. But nothing but love and peace.
Peace, guys.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take